How do you feel about a chip implanted inside your head? Many people balk at the idea because they imagine they turn into zombies that can be controlled from the other side of the world. However, billionaire inventor Elon Musk wants to change the world by inserting chips inside people's heads. One of his companies, Neurolink, has a brain chip that is about to hit the market. What does the latest Neurolink chip offer? How can it help you as a person? In this video, we bring you details of Elon Musk's Neuralink brain chip that is finally hitting the market. The human brain is a special and powerful organ. It is the command center for the human nervous system. It receives signals from the body's sensory organs and outputs information to the muscles. The human brain has the same basic structure as other mammal brains but is larger in relation to body size. The human brain weighs about 3 pounds or 1.4 kilograms and makes up about 2% of a human's body weight. On average, male brains are about 10% larger than female brains. The cerebrum, the main part of the brain located in the front area of the skull, makes up 85% of the brain's weight. Your brain contains about 86 billion nerve cells or neurons, also called gray matter. The brain also has nearly the same number of non-neuronal cells, such as the oligodendrocytes that insulate neuronal axons with a myelin sheath. This gives axons, those thin strands through which electrical impulses are transmitted between neurons, a white appearance, and so these axons are called the brain's white matter. The largest part of your brain is the cerebrum, divided into 2 hemispheres. Each hemisphere contains 4 lobes: the frontal, parietal, temporal, and occipital. The rippled surface of the cerebrum is called the cortex. Underneath the cerebrum lies the brainstem, and behind that sits the cerebellum. The frontal lobe is important for cognitive functions, such as thought and planning ahead and voluntary movement control. The temporal lobe generates memories and emotions. The parietal lobe integrates input from different senses and is essential for spatial orientation and navigation. Visual processing takes place in the occipital lobe near the back of the skull. Did you know that the sperm whale's brain is 5 times heavier than yours, but you are far more intelligent? That is because overall brain size doesn't correlate with the level of intelligence of non-human animals. Also, among humans, brain size doesn't indicate a person's level of intelligence. Some geniuses in their field have smaller than average brains, while others have brains that are larger than average. For example, compare the brains of 2 highly acclaimed writers. The Russian novelist Ivan Turgenev's brain was found to weigh 71 ounces or 2,021 grams, while the brain of French writer Anatole France weighed only 36 ounces or 1,017 grams. However, even though the human brain is very powerful, it sometimes slows down and even makes the body lose some functions. Accidents or diseases can cause this vital organ to be no longer efficient. This is where Elon Musk, the billionaire genius, steps in. Among his companies is Neuralink, which aims to put a chip inside your head to boost your brain's capacity by recording brain activity and potentially stimulating it. Neuralink first became publicly known in 2017 when the Wall Street Journal reported its existence. The company's first major public outing didn't come until 2019 when Elon Musk and other members of the Neuralink executive team showed off their tech in a live-streamed presentation. The Neuralink chip is about the size of a coin and is embedded in a person's skull. An array of tiny wires, each roughly 20 times thinner than a human hair, fan out into the patient's brain from the chip. The wires are equipped with 1,024 electrodes that can monitor brain activity and, theoretically, electrically stimulate the brain. This data is transmitted wirelessly via the chip to computers where researchers can study it. Neuralink is a working technology that the company has demonstrated. In 2020, Neuralink showed off one of its chips embedded in a pig named Gertrude. The demonstration was proof of concept and showed how the chip was able to accurately predict the positioning of Gertrude's limbs when she was walking on a treadmill, as well as recording neural activity when the pig snuffled about for food. Musk said the pig had been living with the chip embedded in her skull for 2 months. There was absolutely nothing wrong with the pig before, during, or after the experiment. Neuralink went a step further with its animal demos in April 2021 when it showed off a monkey playing video games with its mind. Neuralink released a video of a macaque monkey named Pager playing video games such as Pong for banana smoothie rewards. Of course, monkeys don't do anything they won't be rewarded for. Pager played the games using a joystick disconnected from the game's console, meaning he was controlling the cursor using his brain signals as his arm moved. How will Neurolink implant the chip inside the skull? It's a very difficult task, but the company has built a robot that can do it. The robot would work by using a stiff needle to punch the flexible wires emanating from a Neuralink chip into a person's brain, a bit like a sewing machine. Neuralink released a video showcasing the robot in January 2021. Musk said the machine makes implanting Neuralink's electrodes as easy as LASIK eye surgery. It automatically adjusts the needle to compensate for the movement of a patient's brain as the brain moves during surgery, along with the person's breathing and heartbeat. The robot is 8 feet tall, and while Neuralink is developing its underlying technology, its design was crafted by Woke Studios. After the successful demos using animals, the next step is human trials. This is a huge step because of the complexities involved. A company that wants to carry out human experiments like this has a very high bar to reach before getting all the required permits. However, Musk has assured that Neuralink has even set its own target higher than what regulatory bodies are asking for. So when will human trials start? Musk has revealed this, but before we go into it, what uses will Neuralink be for in humans? In the near term, a chip in someone's brain could help treat neurological disorders like Parkinson's. Improved neural interface technology like Neuralinks could help better study and treat severe neurological conditions such as Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. The electrodes in a patient's brain will reproduce the sensation of touch, allowing the patient to exert finer motor control over a prosthetic limb. As part of its announcement, the company said its chip's first commercial application would help quadriplegic people. Quadriplegia is partial or full paralysis in all 4 limbs. You need your hands to use a phone or laptop, but Neuralink will help people who can't control their limbs use their minds to operate such gadgets, including playing games, sending emails, and even making calls. Neuralink will also tackle memory loss, especially in older patients or people that have suffered from a stroke. During an interview with TED's Chris Anderson, Elon Musk said Neuralink could address health conditions like morbid obesity. Musk did not elaborate, but University of Cambridge professor of metabolism and medicine Sadaf Farooqi has noted that a particular region of the brain, the hypothalamus, is typically the one that drives an increase in appetite. If Neuralink can target specific brain areas, then addressing issues like morbid obesity would be feasible. Of course, there are doubters, but this is no different from Musk's other ideas, such as landing an orbital rocket's first stage on a drone in the middle of the ocean. The concept was ridiculed, but is no longer looking as far-fetched as it seems. The idea is even less invasive than other treatments for morbid obesity. Some procedures designed to solve morbid obesity today involve changing the shape and function of a patient's digestive tract. Meanwhile, people are queuing up, desperate to partake in Neuralink's human trials. Musk revealed the waiting line is getting longer as his company receives heartbreaking emails from people cut at the prime of their life. He said, "The emails that we get at Neuralink are heartbreaking. I mean, they'll send us just tragic stories. You know, where someone was sort of in the prime of life and they had an accident on a motorcycle, and someone who's 25 can't even feed themselves. This is something we would fix." He also revealed that Neuralink could cure tinnitus. Neuralink contains semi-generalized neural read-write devices with about 1,000 electrodes, and tinnitus probably needs less than 1,000. However, future versions of Neuralink will have more electrodes. Meanwhile, Neuralink is pushing forward with its human trial, which starts in 2022. The company posted a job opening for a clinical trial director, a position helping the company move towards its stated goal of testing its brain implant in actual people. The successful candidate would be working with Neuralink's first clinical trial participants. Would you get a Neuralink chip? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments section below.